Google have a new phone, or phones, and it's this, the Pixel 3a. Hello and welcome to PTech, and this is the Google Pixel 3a. The Pixel 3a is basically the budget version of the Google Pixel, and when I say budget, I mean budget. We're talking at £399. The Pixels 3a and the 3a XL come in three colours. It comes in purplish, which is what this one is officially called. That's not what I'm calling it, that's the official name from Google, purple-ish. It comes in clearly white and just black. The overall design isn't too dissimilar to that of the Pixel 3, and at a glance, I don't think that anyone could really tell the difference between the two phones. Let's have a look at some of the good points of this phone first of all, and the first thing has got to be that screen. It's a full HD OLED display, which on a phone of this price is pretty impressive. A lot of them get lumped with things like LCD displays, but not on this one. This is full OLED, which means that you also get things like an always-on display, and that's one of the things that comes over from the main Pixel 3s. And the other things that come with it are things like Squeeze for Assistant, you've got Call Screen, and if you own a really nice pair of wired headphones, then you're in luck because this has got the forgotten headphone jack. But as this is the budget Pixel, you do lose a couple of features from the main phones, and the biggest feature that you lose is probably that all-glass design that the Pixel 3 has. And this 3a is made out of polycarbonate, which is Google's fancy way of saying plastic. But as it is plastic, or polycarbonate, it means that it has no wireless charging, and for a lot of people that won't matter at all. But I use wireless charging all the time, so it's something that I would massively miss if this was to be my daily driver phone. Another couple of things that you miss out on with it being budget is that it has no water resistance, so I wouldn't go putting this under the tap for any sort of reason. And it also has no expandable storage. Both phones, the Pixel 3a and the 3a XL, only come in 64GB, and you can't put any memory cards in this. But I think for £399, I think that's alright. As it's a Pixel, it comes with raw Android, which means that you're going to get all the brand new updates first. So anything for Android Q, the Pixel 3a will get first. And it also ships with Android Pie as well. The specs for this phone aren't the best. You can see a couple of them on screen now, and even the regular Google Pixel phones have had a bit of trouble with lagging and trying to stay fluid. But if you want to do things like gaming or watching videos on this phone, then you can do brilliantly. You can watch your 1080p videos from YouTube, or if you wanted to do any sort of gaming, it tends to handle it fairly well. And finally, I've got to mention it, that the Pixel 3a comes shipped with exactly the same camera as the Pixel 3s, and that's impressive for a £400 phone. It has the same 12 megapixel camera sensor and almost the exact same camera software as well that the regular Pixels use, which means it can record in 4K. It means it has some of the features that the regular Pixels have, like night sight, which we already know that the Pixels are brilliant at taking low light photography. So to bring that to a budget £400 phone, that is only a plus. The only difference in terms of cameras is that the front-facing camera is just that, it's one camera, so there's no wide-angle selfie mode on this phone. I think that having a flagship camera on a budget phone is going to kind of change the way that people make their budget phones, because usually the camera is something you tend to miss out on quality as the price kind of goes down. But now that the Pixel 3a is £400 and has a flagship camera, it's going to be challenging things like the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus and also the iPhone XS Max. I'll do a camera comparison at some point on how this phone shapes up against actual flagship phones. The one thing that I'll mention as well, just before I go, is that if you haven't picked this phone up yet and you're thinking of doing so, be quick, because at the moment on the Google store, they're offering you a free Google Home Nest Hub thing, their brand new Google Home, which they changed the name of, which usually is looking at 120 quid, but they're giving it away for free when you order the Pixel 3a. That's it. That's all I've got on the Pixel 3a for now, and I'll test it out a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. But if you like this video, then subscribe to the channel, give the video a like as well, which would be quite nice, and let me know below, do you think that the Pixel 3a is the best phone you can get for that £400 price tag?